Hi guys, Cool Bro 1 here. My brother and I have played Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and it is easily one of the best 2D Mario games of all time. Superb level design, creative gimmicks, awesome wonder effects, and a largely expanded cast of playable characters, etc, etc, etc. But the game has one particularly glaring issue: the lack of boss variety. There are only two types of bosses in this entire game: Bowser's final fight and the multiple Bowser Jr. fights we got. That's it. The lack of boss variety is so bad that YouTubers that upload all the boss battles must resort to putting Wonder Effect enemies in the thumbnails. But no, large Wonder Effect enemies like King Boo do not count as actual bosses. Past 2D Mario games usually had at least two bosses per world, a tower boss in the middle of the world and a castle boss at the end of the world. But to make matters worse, two of the main worlds in Super Mario Bros. Wonder do not even have any boss fights at all. This lack of boss variety, and honestly, bosses in general, is largely reflected in the way they handle Bowser's right-hand wizard, Kamek. Boy, did they do Kamek dirty! Why they have to do my boy Kamek like this? Why? Kamek is seemingly one of the main villains in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, except you can honestly take him out of the game and practically nothing would change. Despite being in the game, Kamek is not granted a single boss fight. Aside from having some admittedly funny moments in the game's cutscenes, all he does is summon the battleships in the game. Is he the boss of the battleships? Nope. Are there any bosses in the battleships? Nope. At the end of every battleship level, there's just a switch you must press on to shut the ship down. After breezing through the easy obstacles in the way, this also does not count as an actual boss fight. The developers easily could have made those battleships arrive without Kamek being around to summon them, so if Kamek does so little in this game and isn't even a boss, then why is Kamek still here? Just to suffer? In previous 2D Mario games, if Kamek appeared, then he appeared as a boss. He helped out his fellow Koopa Troop members, like the Koopalings, by powering them up in their own boss fights, but he was still a boss himself. Speaking of the Koopalings, if they weren't actually gonna replace them with original bosses in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, then they should have just brought the Koopalings back. People complained about them being overused, but that was largely because their boss fights just needed to be spiced up. And with this game's new Wander effects, they could have done just that. I'd have Lemmy's Wander effect combine him with his trademark ball, leaving him to try to roll rapidly into Mario to inflict damage. Maybe they didn't make Kamek a boss because with the Wander effects they thought Kamek's magic powers would be kinda redundant, but they could have made it work. Why not have the Wonder power increase the abilities of Kamek's magic? All it would take is a little thinking outside of the box. On a positive note, despite the lack of boss variety, the true boss fights we did get were actually pretty solid. Bowser Jr.'s boss fights, while not spectacular, are definitely a major step up from the average 2D Mario boss fight. This is largely due to the Wander effects, which give Bowser Jr. a new form as well as do interesting things to the environment and the player. It's been forever since we fought Bowser Jr. outside of his Koopa clown car in a 2D Mario game, so this direction was a welcome decision. It's also great that for once it takes more than 3 stomps to defeat Bowser Jr., and he starts off his fight by going into his shell and spinning around, so you can't just damage him immediately, which makes the fight last a bit longer. Bowser also got a new form and a great boss fight. Instead of him just growing huge like he's done multiple times before, this time you fight him while he's possessing Prince Florian's castle, all while he's basically throwing an epic dance party. This is arguably the best 2D Bowser boss fight, and it's certainly the most creative one. Plus, Bowser and Bowser Jr. actually have dialogue in this 2D Mario game. But do you know who doesn't have dialogue or a boss fight of his own? Kamek! But what do you guys think? Did they do Kamek dirty? Did Kamek deserve better? Did this game need more boss variety? Did you enjoy the boss fights we did get? Let us know what you think in the comment section below and subscribe for more content. Peace out.